Welcome to my channel. My name is Jody, and this is my happy place. I am back in my sewing room. So, if you saw my last video, it took me a week. I've never done it before, so I'm learning. And I was learning by watching Lisa Bonjean from Primitive Gatherings. I think it was like 2 months ago. She did a video on how to thread baste a quilt top. And I was watching Sue from her channel is From Small Things, and she thread bastes hers on the floor, and she does hers in 2 days. She's got some pretty good techniques, and I love her, how she stores her fabric and how she works her scraps. I like that. I might try and pick up some of her techniques. So the only difference between the two, I think, in the thread basting was like first you go from the center down, center up, center out, and then you work your way in the quadrants thread basting. Well, Sue goes the extra step and she does hers diagonally, which I didn't do. And I don't think Lisa Bonjean did on hers. But I'm hoping that I don't need it. So I thread basted about every 6 to 8 inches apart. So I'm hoping that's good enough. So this is the first time I'm going to hand quilt a quilt. I want to try it. I hope I like it. But what I did was I bought, it's called a Quilt and Go lap frame. And this one is a 14 by 14. And it's basically PVC pipes with these clamps that clamp your quilt top to the frame so that you can hand quilt. Well, when I normally would baste my quilt together, the top, the batting, and the backing, I would use my quilting pins. But with this frame, the pins would be in the way. So I had to thread baste. So here's the top. I just used a sheet on the back, but I think you can see my horizontal stitches, vertical, and they're about 6 to 8 inches apart. So I'm going to wait till it gets cooler out, because when I go to hand quilt this, it's all going to be on my lap, and it's 94 degrees here in Ohio. I'm not sitting under a quilt right now. So that's going to wait till it cools off. So that's one thing I managed to do the last time I talked to you. Another thing is my Circa 1880 quilt. This quilt, if you do it like the pattern, it will finish 71 by 77 basically. And so I have this many up till last week. I'm keeping them all in this box. So what I managed to do in the past week or so is I managed to do 90 more of these 2.5 inch 9 patches. They are going to finish 2 inches. So here are the ones I did since the last time I showed you. And so I am storing them by color, and I'm keeping track of how many I have of each color. So that's that quilt. And then the other thing I've been working on is the pink and green monster in the room here. I was watching Adita Sitar. She was doing a quilt along, and it was called Carrol. It's one of her patterns. And so I don't have the pattern, but I think she did hers in pink and blue. And I have this bin here of pink and green fabrics that I've been holding on to because I want to do a pink and green quilt. And so I thought this would be perfect for pink and green, you know. So I took, like I said, I don't have her pattern, but I was doing a lot of math to try and figure out how to put this block together. So it's probably not exactly like hers, probably not the same size, but this is what I've got. So I have the center completely done. And then I did 4 of these corners. Well, in Adida's quilt, she has 2 more of these in here on each side. So that would mean if I decide to do that, I've got to make 8 more of these, and I don't want to do that. So all that's left on, like, here's the completed corner. And so I need to add from a previous quilt where I was doing stems. So I've got some pre-made stems. That's what I'm using. It'll look like this. These 3 don't have the stem yet. So I don't want to make 8 more of these if I don't have to. So I've been playing around with different things. So I made this little block because it kind of looks like this section. And so I thought, well, maybe I can end this. And then do I want to finish this out with pink 9 patches? Because after you finish this outer ring, there's another border that she has that's using green, almost 9 patches. They kind of step down. They kind of do this little thing, jig jog, all the way around. So I don't know if I want to do that either. So this may end up being maybe a table topper after I finish this. I still can't figure out what I want to do with this section. So I'm still playing around with that. I also thought, do I want to put just a little one up here? I don't know. It's still a work in progress, but you know me, I'm getting tired of it. So this may end up being put away if I can't figure out what to do with it. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. So I think my next video, I want to do a Book Squirrel video where I talk about the books that I've been reading, because when I'm not in here sewing, or when I get done in here, I will go out and under the lamp I will read. So, and I've been reading a lot and I'm loving it. So that might be in the next video or another upcoming video. I thought about doing that maybe every 6 months to do one. I don't know. So that's my update, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Stay safe.